Welcome back to ECS Season 6. This is the European Division, and we have one of the world's best teams on the server right now.
Versus.
And we also have Astralis.
Okay.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
It is going to be G2 versus Astralis indeed. With all jokes aside, Astralis surely the absolute favourites going to this one. They've looked impeccable recently. Absolute destruction in the ECS Season 6 league so far. G2 anything but. They're right at the bottom with one map win under their belts.
They're in the bin, Henry.
They are a little bit in the bin. What would have been the reasons for that? Why have we seen them fall apart the way they have?
Well, we saw a recent interview with Shocks. Forgive me for not remembering who it was with, but it was on Reddit yesterday, I believe.
Okay.
And he was saying that, you know, they've tried previously to have the best French players on a team, but it hasn't made for a good team.
Mm-hmm.
So they've gone for some players who aren't necessarily the best in their roles, but they should be more cohesion as a team. Now, yeah. So fragging power has been one issue, and you have to have a certain level of fragging power to be competitive, but even beyond, I mean, I just go back to the nuke, like the T side of nukes we've seen from them recently were really bizarre, where basically it was like a bit like aimbots, really. They were just like moving targets for Kenny to AWP. For Chris J to AWP against Muscle.
The main problem with me, I completely agree, the firepower is not there, but I've been told Existence coming back, this legendary in-game leader, we're going to see revolutionary strats and executions and stuff. I haven't seen anything I haven't seen before from this G2 squad, Dan. It's always been more the same standard defaults into the same executions that aren't even as good as what you're used to seeing from the top teams. What were we hoping to see from G2? Like, we're presumably at least going to get nailed executions that are going to be unstoppable, right? Surely something that would be developing within this team, but it's looked very flat.
Yeah, I don't know. It just does feel like that level of thinking doesn't really apply these days. You know, you need to have 5 players that can frag. Again, like I think in different shows or past shows, past broadcasts, when we discuss this topic, we think about Liquid as a good model, where it's like you have 5 players. Maybe sure they don't have necessarily that AWPer that is definitely an AWPer, but it's Nitro, who's just a very, very skilled individual who plays very smart and knows when to bring it out in the right spots. And every player is kind of like that. And you have multiple players that could actually pick up the AWP in that lineup too. And I think that's what you need these days. You need that high level of skill across the board.
Versatility.
And decision making.
Yeah.
If you take Apex as a player, right, on the old team, I don't know that he has a replacement on this team. I don't know that anybody fills his boots on this team. And I feel like he was a really strong player and a massive can opener for G2.
Game is about to start. One thing I will say is Shoxy's been playing well recently. Like, he is the only shining light they've got. Apart from that one new game, yes. But generally speaking, he's looked very good. And Kenny S has been okay. Certainly not his best. But we'll see how this develops. Here we go then. Astralis, at least on the T side. But that might be bad news overall. They've got an impeccable terrorist force and Inferno. The flashbang is absolutely spot on. Dupree looking to punish Kenny S there, but can't quite find the headshot. There's a chance here for G2. They haven't lost the early kill. Shoxy will find the first. Takes down Glaive, and there it is. It's looking much better. Magus, though, will barrel on towards the bomb site. It's a 4 versus 3. The bomb being planted towards the library side.
Down goes the bomb. Smith still in the pit. Strong position to hold. But in the meantime, the G2 numbers are being taken up by Device elsewhere. And now it is 2 versus 2. No kit on these 2 players. Shocks and Smiths, the dynamic duo. They come hand in hand. Package deal. Smith shot in the face now, down to 3 HP, and Shocks can't really hold the bomb, although he's feeling surely they have to come and try and stop me from doing this. He's forcing the issue now. Again, no kit. They're just playing time with Strides. They're just chilling. One tap from Zipex. That leaves Smiths alone, but surely too much time has elapsed, and it's about getting some bonus money. The crouch peek from Zipex, though, and that will be a pistol run for Astralis. I was going to say comfortable, but...
To be fair, it was a lot more comfortable than it looked. The 1v1, sure, but that was locked in. There was no way Smith was going to win that, right? It was still absolutely fine. Remember, they lost the first 2 picks. Technically, that was a 5 versus 3, and Astralis has played it amazingly. The fact they plan towards library there, knowing a player's in the pit waiting for them, they just deny his presence whatsoever. It's like, well, you can stay in the pit. You're not going to get anything from this. We'll hold library and look at the bomb. He pointed out they have no kits. That was absolutely everything. The good thing is now I can talk a bit more about the pistol round because these rounds are so non-existent, you know. So we can at least bang on a little bit further and dissect the pistol rounds these days. Normally that's not really a thing with the guaranteed force play that normally happens here, but you can see there's not really much to discuss here. They stack middle, May just devours all of them, and the guns come out in the third. So 2-0 Astralis, but they've got rifles here, 3 of them, and a map like Inferno, the SMGs aren't actually out of their depth. Just to note, Shoxy's actually got the AWP in the third round here. Did he take a full eco in the pistol?
No, he's got no Kevlar.
So he's got a lot of money though. Considering a 2-0 down, he brings up the AWP in the third.
Interesting. So he spent 49. So he had $5,050. And he's got 2 kills. So we'll have to do the maths on that later.
He might not have done. I didn't notice. He might have taken a full eco. They're not expecting the AWP, that's for sure. Dupree taken down.
It's a fast reaction. He's flashing in there just by himself, Glaive, with the UMP, and he finds the kill onto Smith. And there's an opening onto the B-bomb site. Well, that's the big problem. There is no one on the B-bomb site. So Astralis will soon discover that. And, well, that might be the save now for G2. It's very difficult to get back in here. The numbers are with the T's, the nades are with the T's. There's no Kevlar on Shocks, and indeed they'll fall back. What a hero Glaive was with that UMP.
Oh, to be fair, Smith should have been getting that kill.
Yeah.
It was on a plate, and it was the UMP and the full spray battle of the M4. And only that much damage is inflicted down to 46.
It's a straight line, isn't it? It's a candle. Just draw a candle with the M4.
Yeah. It really should have been a kill for the CTs there. I'm not sure. Glaive comes out on top. But that just backs up the point we were making before in the pre-game that there is significant holes in the terms of firepower here. I really don't agree with that methodology of saying, well, we're going to be a better team than everyone else, because you haven't really got that in your wheelhouse right now. The fundamentals of Counter-Strike is one point I'll always go back to. Counter-Strike is a game of clicking on heads, and if you can't do that efficiently across the board, you're going to have problems. There's always going to be weaknesses in the team, and teams like Astralis will download your demos and know where these weaknesses are, and they'll try and exploit them. And it means you're constantly playing cat and mouse at that point, trying to change things around and keep things interesting.
Yeah, you're building your own ceiling.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Right? Yeah.
It's a weird one as well, because it's not really about being mates. Professional players on a team to win.
Oh, Dupree's not mates with one of his teammates.
And what's that?
He's been stabbed by his own team in the back.
Oh right, yeah. And you might be fortunate enough that it could be the scenario could play out that you become really good friends, or you know, you are just that way, but the skill has to come first. And how easy you are to work with. And speaking of which, Smith is doing a good job working with that Deagle, and that's the bomb down, spotted in the apps, but there's still plenty of utility on the remainder of Astralis. They can save this still.
Lurk smoke from Zipex. Oh, that's a kill. Revenge will be had on Smith. Now, I don't know if any, I don't believe any weapons were collected in those shenanigans. That's something. And now what do? 2 players remain for Astralis, and Zipex is holding angles, but he's carrying the bomb as well. He can't really throw it on the floor either, because that would concede the position. So how can they clean up? They've got to move together, I would imagine, and combine the power of these weapons, especially with the UMP still in tow. Thought something better might have been in the apartments, but perhaps not. Zipex has been exposed now from an unlikely peak from existence. That's the AK taken away. Glaive is lucky he can pick up the AK. Now he's got to speed up. 25 seconds. Where does he choose to go? Does he try and take AWP? Well, it's Kenny, so perhaps not. He's going to make a play towards B. He's got a 1 flashbang. You can see Kenny will have the angle first, but not looking towards the site. So there is a chance for Glaive to do something here.
Oh, he baits it out at least, so he won't win the round, but he might be able to get away with the AWP. We'll see if that's possible. Not quite, but he does get 2 kills for it. So it still keeps it expensive, right? He'll save the AK. That's not actually too bad at all. Neither was this. Smiths with the Desert Eagle will find the 2 frags that ultimately leads to the victory here in their first round on the board. Good stuff by Existence as well. It will be another round for Astralis to buy up in towards, considering Glaive has 6k. I'm saying they probably almost certainly buy here. Glaive crashed. Okay, so after getting that crazy sequence of events, he did crash, so they'll take a technical timeout, wait for him to drop out the server and reconnect. Hopefully comes back with the weapon in hand.
Too much for his PC.
Yeah, too much.
Overheating with all that fire.
He is amazing in the clutches. Like he is so smart.
On Inferno especially.
Yeah, he might be like in my head. I probably have him as like a top 5 clutcher from all the clutches I've seen, and it's just because he plays them really smart. Like he basically sets up the mind game so well and just almost always wins them. It feels like
it's a good player to have, considering you already have Zipex in your team as well.
Yeah.
Another fantastic clutcher.
The clutch minister.
Yes, clutch minister. So that, yeah, he definitely is. Blade has got better and better. Remarkable player. 2 majors under his belt now. And we'll see Kenny S with the AWP for the first time now. Remember, that was a problem for G2 for our ECS, is getting him on the AWP about round 11. Finally, they get something going in their favor. He'll have it this round. Kits available and devices. He actually gets burned. He fumbles the grenades. Pulls up the wrong one.
That's really weird. You just have a bind.
Yeah.
Like grenade, yeah.
So this, yeah.
I took my grenade. Number 4 only pulls out HE. It doesn't cycle through grenades or anything like that.
Yeah.
Mistakes can't be made.
It's just it's funny coming from Quake where you have use about 50 binds.
Yeah, I remember I've had so many arguments with my teammates who use 4 to cycle through them. I was like, what are you blind? How are you going to know? Definitely required. As Kenny S will continue to find kills here. Great stuff from him. That's going to pretty much secure the round unless something horrific happens here. But there's always a chance of Major to go alive. Why he faces that angle, I couldn't tell you. It wasn't really required. Actually gives them a bit of a window of opportunity here, Existence, and maybe even a little bit further. Smith will find the frag, and presumably the round. Zipex can't do anything about it. 2 in a row for G2. AK's picked up. Money completely gone for the Danish squad. They'll take presumably the full eco here as we get into the next round. Number 6 here. No all for Kenny, but he's got the AK. Knowing he's going to have pistols, I'll be absolutely fine.
Well then, early recovery from G2. Things turn around very quickly. I'm still waiting to see more from G2. I haven't given up on what they are trying to be just yet, because I just don't see how it can't improve. That's not very nice. Oof. Cheap kill for Astralis, all things considered.
Where do you get all your hope from, James?
I just, like, this cannot be the entire story of this team. It just can't.
I think it is, unfortunately.
There's just no way. There's no way, man. It just can't be. It can't be that bad.
It's like Henry said. It's
like aim for the sky and then dig a hole into the floor.
It's like Henry said before, that it's not as though they've not been around for a while now with this lineup. And they knew that this was going to be assembled, ahead of time as well. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's not like they can really say that we're still rebuilding. They've been to about 4 events now with this squad.
But I wonder, like, what are you targeting when you create this team? Are you targeting top 10, top 5, top 3?
Well, with the G2 org and the money invested, you're looking for top 3. Definitely. Like, if not further. Like, that's what G2 are expecting, and that's why they keep supporting them.
So this 5 believe then that this is a top 3 team?
Well,
or potentially.
I think they have to at this point, but whether they truly believe it, considering Kenny S hasn't signed his contract yet, I would say is another question altogether. They'll definitely keep trying and see what they can do, but so far, nothing seems to be clicking. But this is better. 3-3 against Astralis. Remember, only 1 map win in ECS so far. Not going too well for them. That's a great shot by Kenny, fully blind, and we'll take down Dupree.
Shot a peek for a Q to throw the smoke at the latest point possible. Astralis will not be too concerned with that, I don't think. We'll try to use the smoke against the CTs with the boost. Device won't see anything though, of course. Oh, I think he made some noise. They're dropping off. Let's see them if they can make this work. 35 seconds, the Q. Sounds Qs are there, the rotation from Kenny starting to happen. He's running through library towards CT spawn now as the Astralis players start to barrage the bomb site with additional grenades. Scotty with a good body with a good vantage point, but they will take all the entry frags of Will Astralis. This is a problem now for Kenny.
Wallbangs? No. Holding on to the construction position to pre-fire there. Astralis have been planting the bomb on coffins rather than next to it, so they're unlikely to get sprayed by most M4s or AKs. AWP is a different story. And G2 will retreat. They'll have to hold on to what they have, and it looks like Astralis will be taking the lead once again. G2 can drop for the 2 players that have been lost, though.
We discussed the idea of having weaknesses in this G2 team. Remember, it's Existence and Body that play towards that B bomb site. That was a 5 versus 4. Dupree goes down early in the round. Kenny S destroys him while blind, right? They go back towards B, and there's almost 0 resistance on that B bomb site. You can see there's no damage inflicted. They've gone in there, found both kills. They can't even attempt to retake there. For me, that suggests that this B bomb site is going to be an issue, and that's where you might be focusing if you're Astralis now, to keep trying to bully that area, even when you have a man disadvantage, you're going in and not taking any damage from them. Body historically was so good at anchoring B sites, but he's dropped off in form as well in terms of what he was doing back when G2 were actually in the conversation for being a top 5 team.
Wonder if he's playing out of the roles where he's been most effective in the past.
Well, he's always played the anchors and B sides. That's where he's still playing, but he's just not finding much damage. They're going to try and change the stance a little bit. Get aggressive at least. That's better. They'll have 3 players there. And through the smoke, they'll take down one of the most high-value targets. That's Device.
Is the bomb actually visible, though, or is it behind the smoke?
It's behind the smoke.
The CTs did just re-smoke as well as they fade away towards A. But interestingly, yeah, okay, what is Astralis' read in the situation? Because they can try to retake Banana. It's usually a gamble. You never know what's behind the smoke. Is it 2 players, 3 players, 1 player? Is the player deep? Is the player far away? And they retake it straight away, which I think is really important. Deny all the information from the CTs. You now only have a peek from Arch side towards top mid. That's the only info they have from Kenny. And Astralis work on the burst on A.
Kenny smoked off. Now, what did he choose to do? Spot the player going through the smoke. The no-scope won't work on this occasion. Big frags off the balcony as well for Astralis, going through the flames or Magisk to plant the bomb quickly.
Didn't want to waste any time there, did he?
Yeah. There we go. Existence and Body remain. Got the Flow TLC, LDLC sticker. I had this in first person the other day. A quick QQ, made it go away. Right then, lining up a Molotov.
I don't think it's even worth it.
Collect the AWP and scurry away once again.
That's Dupree wrecking house towards the A bomb site there, coming out of the apartments. Once again, it looked like quite a closely contested round there from G2. They're finding the trades, and Dupree completely destroys Smiths and Shoxy in the space of 5 bullets. Only 3 players survive on the Astralis side. They do save 2 weapons though, so G2 probably have 1 more buy in them. They can drop an M4, and this is Dupree getting it done. Let's have a look how crispy this was. Oh, there it is. Absolutely brutal on Smiths there. Nothing you can do about that. Gets his clock cleaned, and we'll see. If they force buy into it, they will indeed. CZ for Shoxy, Smiths with the FAMAS. Remember, we've had some weapon changes as well. The Tech 9 had adjustments along with the CZ. And indeed, the Krieg and Org have been reduced in price. So watch out for those. Haven't really seen them yet.
I haven't seen much of the MP5 yet either today, if at all.
Yeah, we have.
Have we?
Definitely.
There's not many kills from it. It was being purchased.
Yeah, I've seen like 2 kills or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alicia's all about the zooms. The zoomers. He's a zoomer now. But in Europe, I don't know.
A player spotted, and Shox will take down Glade. That's a good start there. Kenny opened up there towards the wagon. Finds a second, absolutely stunning. And just Device and Magis left. They are not really in a position to push onto A site anymore. So do they decide to go back towards B? Well, Magis can open things up, and he does. Finds the instant headshot on Existence. And Device now locking out another player from Library side, really working on this split. Now this is going to be very tough. Can he make it happen? Holding the angle. Oh, if he just held down Mouse 1 for a moment longer, would have had a double kill. But now it's down to Magisk. At least he has the bomb. It's up against Body. Needs to win the 1v1.
This has been the problem throughout with these 1v1 duels. Bomb will be planted for looks of things. I don't think Body can justify running through the smoke at this point. And Magus is certainly set up to win this one. That grenade might even catch Smiths. Not quite, sorry, Shoxy that is. He's actually coming from Banana and he will find the kill. A little bit dicey there. That was a huge advantage for G2. It comes down to a 2 versus 1, but luckily Shoxy picks up the AWP. He'll get the job done. Money actually looking pretty problematic. Actually, we've got another buy there, but you can see a couple of players struggling. But Magisk 8k will certainly yield a buy for them. 5-4. Still a close game. This was pretty magnificent. This second shot from Kenny. Boom.
Beautiful. So Magisk didn't want to shoot through the smoke so as not to reveal that he was leaving the site. But we could see that he would have got a kill 100%. Unfortunate for him. Game of narrow margins, Counter-Strike. This is the molly we were speaking about in earlier rounds. It allows Kenny to hold this angle for a while. But as you can see, we may have a counterplay in mid, so you'll have to back off. In the meantime, Magisk will catch Body before he can fire his gun. Existence now, lifts on his own towards B. 2 players will be rotating, up Speedway no less. Which means that if they're close enough on sandbags, they can hear them. I don't think Magisk is though. Device taken out. Kenny is here, announcing his triumphant presence. Now we've got 3 on B. Do Astralis continue?
One thing I've noticed is that Existence goes to that position on top of first oranges or second oranges very frequently on that B-bomb side on all the GT matches I've seen so far. Either way, my observations aside, top mid is now in control for Astralis, and they can have a very good go at this A-bomb side. It's just Shox who's there to defend initially, to anchor with the M4. You wouldn't really want anybody else from G2 in this position right now, but he will get absolutely taken down. Blade with the quick headshot, and the smokes will be doing their job. But in comes Smith from the back. They don't spot him in time. There's no cover. There's a trade, but is it too late?
That bomb better get collected quickly. Kenny's about to peek short. There's one player's effect taken out. Can Kenny escape the flames? He can with all of 1 HP. And that distraction is enough for Existence to peek. And there is the round for G2. Still close on Inferno.
Absolutely, but GT might take the lead here. You can see Astralis completely broken financially. Kenny S gets away with 1 HP and Existence able to close things out there. A back and forth round. It looked like it'd fall apart for G2 once Shoxy went down with nothing. So it's Eagles and CZs here. Not really much to speak for. Astralis will be struggling with no nades, no armor, and Dupree with just a Glock. Same story for Device. So this should be G2 taking the lead here. Most competitive game I think we've seen in terms of their general performances so far in ECS, and what a team to do it against.
Good for 2 is Shox. Spots the player going up the balcony. Still got some bullets. That is a nice chunk of money for the rounds to come. There's more money to be made. Double peek from Astralis. Just waiting. The reasonable, well, if Shox had more HP, let's say, reasonable chance that sometimes he'll go for try and farm some more cash in the 5 versus 2 situation. But he won't get too leery. There is the bomb taken away. And now Magisk is alone.
Ooh, my shot there. The chance of the kill. G2 take the lead 6-5. And a lot of these rounds have been very close. You need to have a very strong half against Astralis if you're going to be able to win it. They grind it out with the best of them, and now with the new money system as well, you just imagine that that favors Astralis pretty hugely. Reducing variance always helps the better team.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. It's supposed to make the pistol rounds less impactful. Seems to be doing a good job of that so far. Shoxy as well. MP9 challenging towards second middle. There's another player burning. That's Magus. They desperately try and extinguish the flames, but it's too late. G2 are looking decent now on the CT side, and they're hungry for a bit more. Is this a bad call? I'm not sure. Body doesn't have to fight any further. It's already a 5 versus 3. That's job done if you ask me. and they will fall back. They do not need to contend that position anymore. Just hold the crossfires. Existence holding there with him. Smiths will rotate in, looking for the flashbang over the top. Deploys it, and they'll continue fighting here. Successful from Body. And that's a clean sweep from G2, one of the best rounds they've had so far. Full gun round. They managed to keep all 5 players alive. Barely took any damage. Boys, we could be onto something here. G2, 7-5 up. And an eco against them.
That's 2 rounds. I think they haven't lost a single player. It is, yeah, in a row, which is fantastic. Quickly builds some comfortable money as we move into the last 3 rounds of the first half. Plant pot abuse from Existence. And Kenny won't be shy to look down in mid position because he knows they are limited in what they can defend with. He rings the play second mid perhaps. We'll try to slow things down. Now there are 3 players towards the B bomb site, so he really needs to stay alive here, Kenny.
Ooh. Nice grenades, and hits the follow-up shots, of course. Looks very, very nice, doesn't it? Pop flash off the door. Finish him off.
Efficient stuff from Shoxy. 3 rounds with all 5 staying alive. Money's going to be getting out of control for them. Final 2 rounds here. Astralis, not as strong as usual on their T side of Inferno here. It was a great start. They were 5-3 up, but now 8-5 down. Giving up 5 rounds in a row to G2. Tactical timeout, Astralis will call it. Zonix will chime in at this point. Coach of the Danish squad. Currently ranked the #1 team in the world after winning the major in London. Have been for some time now.
And I hope for quite some time more.
You think so?
I hope so. I think that there's much more work that needs to be done to really assert the fact that their system and their model and their approach is the best, and hopefully that encourages more and more people to follow suit. That's what I want to see. I want to see 5-6 teams at their level.
That's a good point. In a world where, if you remember, I think it was Rops who recently said that it feels like CS is very random at the moment. And considering their results and how they go from tournament to tournament, it's fair enough. But if you consider Astralis, they may say otherwise. So the longer they are dominant, the better example they set for everybody else.
Yeah. They remove a lot of excuses from everyone, which is really good.
Often good to have a dominant champ.
Yeah, absolutely. It usually follows a massive evolution in the game, and Kenny will get himself a nice pick off.
Yeah, he's looked pretty nuts with the AWP since he's picked it up. Not missed many shots at all. 13 kills to his name. Shoxy looking to add a couple more to the grave, but it's Zipex waiting for him. You're 4-4 now. Execution towards B. Looking very likely here.
Creeping through the smoke, but Existence is there. He is ready. He is waiting. There are Molotovs at the front of the site. Flashbang towards that pool position. We'll catch some players, keep them delayed. Molotovs from the T's as well. And finally, Body will go down, but plenty of time has been wasted for these T's, and they're still not on the site just yet. Kenny picking up the AK to spray as the T's move past. Existence holding construction. Will they go for a play now? Yes, but Glaver's holding the angle. Smokes down towards new box. As we can see, they've got 1 T now in that pool position. Banana being held. Flashbang. Kenny somehow still alive. So close to firing the shot, but Smiths now remains in a 1 versus 3. There is money for the CT side, not personnel though. There is the first one. We'll hear Glaive repositioning. Playing the 2 versus 1. And there's Magisk with the AWP for a 6th round for Astralis.
Well, Smiths definitely had the opportunity to clutch that one out. Didn't happen. We're going to the final round of the first half here. Who would have thought it's G2 in the lead, but if it goes 8-7, I dare say Astralis brings us right back. We'll see their double ups that have closed things out. Kenias and Body. Not Shoxy or Smiths, which is surprising considering their history. The Body is the secondary AWP, I think, of this team now, from what I've seen in ECS so far. There will be another default that looks things from Astralis here. An exposed position. Kenny S on top. It's the same position that Guardian found that pick from before, but the smoke, a little bit fumbled there, but still absolutely fine. They've got the opening kill here. Dupree once again in the boiler, looking to answer back. Really nice boost from G2. This might confirm the victory of the round.
See what Astralis decide to do. Back to B once again, and they've found repeated success there. And maybe they'll find success in this last round there as well to cap off the first half. Existence in his usual position. And the flash is good. Body falling back from the angle. Existence, though, often getting a frag there. And Han now having to try to hold on by himself. They will walk into the flames to challenge him. And it's now a 2 versus 4 for Astralis, looking very dodgy for them.
He's got to force the action. That's one way to do it. Smith taking up towards Banana. And the 3 players remain in CT. Now, did he see something on the def cam? Was it a fake or was he just collecting? I don't know. But the longer the bomb's not planted for, the more CTs are probably going to rotate towards the A-bomb site now. That's going to waste some time. 2 AWP retakes for G2. Now what? It is the last round after all. They've got to go for it. Glaive knows one player was construction. Here's some footsteps, but they may not realize just how far these players made their way to the other side of the map. Crossing through the smoke. Does he know his angles? Looks like he does. Now it's Shox 1 versus 1.
Oh!
Sees the traces, and he will get the round. 9-6 for G2. That's quite a surprise.
It absolutely is. I didn't see that coming, and they lost the pistol as well. That's actually kind of sick to get that scoreline, those variables considered.
Yeah.
And will be Kenny S. I think he stole the show. Him and Shoxy did a great job there. You see Body was a little bit absent, but still, that's absolutely fine. They can pull this right back. It is going to be Astralis swapping over to the CT side now. Pistol's going to mean absolutely everything. Remember, we are on the new patch. I'm going to reiterate that a few more times today. It's the first day we've had an ECS so far. It means changes to the economy specifically, and a few gun changes here or there. 4 sets of armor though for G2. They've got Shoxy with the smoke flashbang. Everyone invested fully on the Astralis side, so no one going for a cheesy play of nothing purchase, then trying to get the early AWP out. But a bit of damage exchange, just a little. Device takes a bullet to the chest, but here comes the commitment from G2, and Dupree will strike first.
Looking solid so far from Astralis, but here comes the push, and it starts to all turn a bit terrible, isn't it? It's all a bit pear-shaped. Magis now left alone, will be taken down. G2 will win a pistol round. As mentioned, they lost the first half pistol round, so they'll be feeling good about that. And now we get to see Astralis, who are perhaps the best team in the world when it comes to the force buys on this map on CT side, what they decide to do with more money than they'd otherwise normally have.
Looks like the eco.
Full eco.
Oh, no, there it is.
Nice.
Last minute adjustment.
This is scary because whenever they have 5 smokes and 5 CZs on this map, it's always a bit mental, isn't it?
I like this. Maybe it's because of the scoreline. You don't really want to start 12-6.
True.
But then maybe it's because, well, let's see when if they lose this, how their buy round looks. Bearing in mind, I think it was it Fnatic who had like no flashbangs on their first CT buy round.
And I was just going to say it would be 11-6 as opposed to 12-6 because they would have had the port buy next round, right?
Oh yeah, that's of course. So all right then, let's see Astralis. What you have in mind?
They still have 4 smokes. They're doing really well with the smokes. There's a minute left. And they still have 4 smokes. Another one from Dupree. Locks off quad. Reinforces arch side. Defies finds a very nice pick. Goes for more, perhaps an overextension. Till still 2 smokes left and 40 seconds to go now for GT to make a move.
Footsteps being heard, and I think another smoke was just deployed. Well then. There's still time for G2 for error correction, fortunately for them. Unfortunately though, the CZs are eating them alive. There are termites in the wood. Shox with the Mac 10. Although maybe he's out of bullets. Down to the USP. This is just bizarre. USP versus the CZ. And it's the fourth buy team with the advantages, unless he runs out of bullets. This is very weird. 9 seconds now, out in the open. What a round that was.
Zipex didn't have a helmet there as well. Shoxy had a chance to win that with the one tap of the USP. Didn't quite happen though, comes right down to the wire. You can see Device, great work with that opening kill. It takes an existence, but Jason maybe even better with his frag. And it comes down to this moment here. And Zipex will come out on top. 1 bullet to the head though would have taken him down. wasn't meant to be. There's the MP5s who are missing Dan. It's going to be Magisk and Dupree wielding those. And it looks like quite a heavy investment from G2 as well. AK's out, PT50s and CZs. As Astralis start to dig their heels in here in the second half. Managing to bounce back in the second round, forced by.
I like the quick flash there into mid just to check if it's going to be a rush on mid or not. It was very fast here from Shox. You can see a bit too fast, but the trade out will be favorable for Astralis.
3 players for the CT still towards this A site. There's the MP5. You've got a player blind, jumping, scraping the wall with his chin. Zipex with plenty of pre-fire. Still got 10 bullets remaining, but it's got to be careful. He knows he was about to swing wide, but he knows it could be facing multiple players. And he's low on bullets. And now he's low on health as well. If there's time, maybe he switches with Glaive. Doesn't know anything about that frag. 3 versus 2. Existence with the AK. Smith with the Desert Eagle. Smith's bottom mid. Existence not shy to run through apartments. The CTs will hear him, of course. Creeping. Got to be careful. Can have a player jumped up on double stack or on the left-hand side, which Smith's checking. Now Smith trying to draw the players out, but if he goes too far, Magisk will surely dispatch of him. Indeed he will. 1 versus 3 now for Existence. A question of damage at this point, perhaps. It's a nice way to start. Can he get a quick 2K? Both players in the red now. 20 seconds to plant this bomb. Breaking off the arch position. Surely they wrap to the site as he plants the bomb.
Big Kev going in. It doesn't look like he'll stand much of a chance. If they go together, they're surely going to trade him out. He'll get the first, though, but not anticipate the second. It will be Zipex to close things out. There we go. 8 kills to his name, but that's a huge round for them to pick up, absolutely. As you can see, G2 with the plant down still will struggle, and this is the chance now for Astralis to build their way back into the game. 10-9 almost locked in here with the bomb down there. They can buy up next round. Lost bonus starting to accumulate. Will be our 3rd stage into the next as well. So a Tech 9 comes out. Existence will purchase that. But I'm not aware. It's had a bit of a change. It seems to be a little bit more relevant with the CZ being nerfed somewhat, with less spray and more tap potential these days with the device. Oh my goodness, mowing them down towards B. That's 2 quick kills. The AWPer farming all the cash.
And it's over. So, 9 rounds now for Astralis, 10 for G2. G2 back within buying money, but they don't have enough, I think, for everyone to have full nades, I don't think. Indeed, so that's always a bit sad on the DT side, but we'll see how they can play with it. The AWP and device is such a scary prospect, and they'll start off aggressively once again. Astralis towards that B side. They want to have the grenade advantage at the beginning of the round as the battle for banana control rages on. Pre with a nice HE towards second mid as well. Astralis winning everything early on so far.
Very close between these 2 teams. Now we await the strats of G2. The much fabled strats. Looks like a take of the top of mid is in order. Molotovs to force the CTs away. So, and already having any of that. Glaive not able to get a kill there. Dupree will get one though. And it's the CTs who hold on to the mid position. Zipex moving up and he's got eyes on that. Device spots a number of players. Now that the last 2 players known on Banana. There's time for them to rotate back, but that is a lot of info for Astralis.
They've really played this perfectly so far. They quickly get 4 players towards A. They go proactive with the 4 players. Don't just wait for the T's to come to them. They get a pick off. They force the issue. Never let G2 play their comfort zone. Now G2 only have 1 option. Astralis know it. They've locked them in with the flank. They've got 3 players rotated towards that B bomb site. Astralis once again well positioned. It has to be a massive clutch here coming in from G2 to save it. And ooh, that might be the start of something. G2 now have the ability to just take the runner straight towards that A bomb site. Kenny's going to go for it.
It's a bold move. He does have time. And the bomb will be planted. The clutch begins. Device and May just on the retake.
Just goes past too early. Device is one of the kits, so Magis can't even jump on a defuse because he doesn't know. But what does Kenny know? He has no idea, so Magis will await him. And there is the round for Astralis. If only he knew.
Well, that's perfectly played for Magisk. You're right. If he hasn't got the kit, he can't really do much about that. He can only fake it so long. The fact he drops the smoke and suggests, he didn't even drop it on the bomb, really. Just trying to suggest, like, this is what I'm up to, and then he has to run around the corner at that point. Kenny has to assume he does have the kit, but it's perfectly played. He comes around, not expecting to be off it. Took the gamble, and it will be Astralis tying things up 10-10 on the CT side of Inferno. You can see they can buy this round. It won't be great. I would say maybe even a partial would be considered at this point. But we'll see what they decide to do. Lost bonus getting to maximum stage as of next round. So let's have a look. What's the call from G2 here? $4,000 on average per player. Do they buy down?
Why not? I mean, they did it previously when they had money in this range. Obviously, you do lack some utility. But you only need the AKs, and maybe they can do something fast. KDS is bought. It seems to be a bit of confusion.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That's so weird because Kenny is as well as the guy that you would... So if anyone's going to keep money, it would be him. And he would die pretty much immediately for very little.
Some die young, Dan. Some die young.
And this is very strange. The investment's so varied.
Plenty of Counter-Strike to be played in this game of Inferno.
I guess they do have max loss bonus if they get the bomb down. It won't really matter too much, but you'd have wanted Kenny to have money for AWP.
Those wallbangs were nice. Definitely going to have a try with those. Through the side of the wall. For some CTs holding an angle. That would be quite a juicy frag. Oh, Device showing too much leg. Now they have to concede the arch position. RG2 able to split the site with what little they have. The 3 Deagles and the AK. Getting shy towards short with the Molotov that was just thrown. And Body's doing some fact finding. Are they brave enough, though, to rotate towards the B bomb site? Clave's on B, holding an angle. He's on his own. Sipex is down banana. Will he hear anything? Does he? Oh, God, look at how long the rotation is as well. Now he's starting to hear the legs towards the B bomb site. Dropping off coffins to focus on construction. He's got the advantage with the shadows as well. Delivering. Oh, that's a big transfer. Sipex actually getting that last kill, and now Shox is on the A site.
Oh, no money.
And he dies after time as well. Just wanting to run to his doom or run to save space. Can't do either. Not in time. That's brutal.
So Kenny brought up into that round. Shoxy gets no money for it. So that save they took technically actually turns into a bit of a disaster. They got 2 players that will be presumably on pistols now. That couldn't have gone worse for them. Oh, no. So you don't have your AWPer now who's been stellar. You don't have your star player because he died after the time. This is a nightmare.
It's the darkest timeline.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
It's rough. Oh, it's so rough. Nade's coming in. Spray's coming in. Kill's coming in.
And Hika comes in as well. You're asking for that one.
And man, G2, you're in this position. It's like, well, doesn't really feel like there's any option we can really.
We've crumbled there, boys.
It's that moment where everyone on the team was just like, yep. This round is already lost. See if they can maybe find something, and Smiths will find something. Someone had to make a bold play, and it's Smiths then. He's going to be able to quickly smoke off the site. That's a shame.
Dead now, of course.
That's such a shame. Oh dear.
Got to get that frag. Doesn't. That was a chance. And the chance is being taken away again. Kobe for Kenny. He'll be turned into a steak. I've got Bartle Eminem, man. There are so many levels there. Come on now.
Yeah, bro. Insane. Anyway, we have got another round, but look how disjointed it is again, Dan. Got the CZ, the MAC-10. It's all fallen apart from that really difficult round they had to swallow. That could cost them the game here. They were just riding the coattails of the lost bonus right now. The flashbang's so good for Glaive. He gets set up, and look how he converts it. They've got the bomb down, the smoke there, the 2 kills, the damage being done. They seem to know that Smiths is around the corner as well. This is a nightmare. G2 really have nothing to work with here. And it will be Smiths attempting the double spray down, but gets nothing for it. Once again, a disjointed buy. They've lost the bomb. They've lost the round. Can they hold on to the AK?
What else have they lost?
When's their next goodbye? Because
well,
soon it will
right
be
now.
goodbye.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you are good, aren't you? You're in form today.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
But I want to see a buy from G2. Oh, okay. Pistols. Almost. I'm happy to see that. But at least they can buy together in the next round. Although Kenny has gone really deep into this one. He spent 2.5 grand. They'll be at max loss bonus. I guess if they... So even if they win it, if they plant the bomb and lose this round, he'll have 5,100. So he can't even afford armor with the AWP.
He invested a lot, didn't he?
So yeah, that is a hell of a lot. And that's going to limit what you can do, especially if all those grenades fly.
Wow. I swear just everyone is just so much better with HE grenades. It's so good to see these days. For years, the HEs were pretty much useless.
Well, Magus is anything but. Double spray down from the pits. Dupree will back him up. They're such a deadly duo on the A side. It's pretty filthy. That's a kill for existence, though, but only one.
Cameo appearance from a Tech 9.
Yes, indeed. A few of them have it equipped. 2 of them, I believe, have the Tech 9 equipped. 14-10, though, and it's another one of those games, boys, where G2, they look competitive, then they drop off right at the end. And we've seen that so many times.
There's no more water in the kettle.
Perhaps.
They're off the boil.
Do you use a teapot, James? Like ever?
A teapot?
Yeah.
As in one that whistles, or what do you mean?
Like a teapot, when you make the tea, you put the tea bags inside it and you have it on the table and you pour the tea.
I have 3 teapots, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I have a number of teapots in varying sizes, Henry.
I would love to see them one day.
14-10. Let's see now. Finally, feels like it's been too long, but G2 have an actual buy, the whole team together.
Kenny with an AWP.
I guess he was dropped by someone else.
Device with the creep though, is he going to catch them? Someone's watching, but he has an AWP, and he gets the shot. Shock's lucky to be alive. Smoke goes down there to deny forward presence. And Device working that Tech 9, picked up from a dead foe.
All that nade, brutal.
Oh, lovely. Glaive's on one.
Slowly moving away, is Glaive. He's got his smoke grenade. His smoke grenade is his extra man for the time being. However, CTs are stretching themselves towards the B-bomb site. Maybe an engagement here between these 2 players. This will be key. Who's closer to the wall? Who knows? But bodies want to go down. Instant rotation from Zipex. Almost. They continue to creep. Element of surprise from G2.
Waits, no one checks it. You can't believe it, can you?
Oh! Kenny S with the shot mid-air. That's not bad. He's got a chance here, but no time really. So Zipex knows if he just sacrifices himself and gets that bomb down, it'll be enough. Flashbang comes through. Bomb will be planted, but it does not matter. What a brilliant play from Astralis there. And you can see so much pressure applied to the French. Not much Jeezy could do there. Kenny S even hits a miraculous shot to give them a fighting chance. The bomb gets planted, but that means they now need 5 rounds in a row just to meet overtime. They've only got 1 in this half so far, and what looks like is going to be a fantastic game gets shut down very quickly. They just didn't anticipate the boost coming forward. That was a great shot from Kenny, but unfortunately, Aegis and Zipex punish on the retake. So with maximum loss bonus and the bomb down, we've mentioned it a few times, you definitely have enough to buy on the T side especially. They'll take a tactical timeout and see if they can find 5 rounds in a row. Or will this be another G2 map that slips by the wayside? We will see. I would say it's probably the latter. It's difficult to build up this storyline that they can get 5 in a row when they only have 1, which was the pistol so far.
Yeah, you were starting to wonder at least at half-time. And even with the pistol as well, like, this is looking significant for G2. But here they are. Last chance saloon. Needs 5 from 5. Existence is buying up now. Ow. And off they go. Now it's Astralis' turn to drop that Molotov, and we know what that means when G2 do it, but Astralis will not venture into mid to look into second mid. Shox will be looking for a player there though, so it will just kill the initial timing of G2. Dealing with that. Existence entering on Banana, can't get 2. Smith's got to be careful, we've only got 4 HP.
Got 1.5. But certainly not 2, you're right. Smith's low. 5 rounds required. Device though in such a strong position. Flashbang barely touches him. That one does. He'll fall back to the site. 4 on 4 technically favors G2. But the lack of information they have and utility might not be the case.
Device moving back onto the site with the AWP. Looking towards the quad position as the Archston library side is smoked off very thoroughly. Pretty well spotted. Really open challenge there towards body. Won't win it. Device now having to turn his attention towards that, and you can see that Xyp9x realizes that this B split could be coming in, and he's got a good position, but it's always checked for, and his health is low. He's got to be perfect, absolutely perfect. Maybe there can be a distraction from the back here. Oh, Device! Oh no, how has he managed to do that with the CZ? Out comes the AWP, challenging, not allowing them to pick up the bomb. The flash is coming in, and now Magic, he's had enough time to rotate as well, and Shox has to do it. 1 versus 1 against an AWP to save them in this one. If Device hits the shot, that is this game over. Oh, and he can't do it, Shox with the clutch.
Oh my god, that CZ play was pretty unreal.
How do you do that?
I thought he was going to get the third, the follow-up as well, the AWP. That would have shut the round down completely, but still, Shoxy holds his nerve. That's so sick. The fact the bomb goes there as well, I'm so surprised Shoxy wins out. But he did it. And, are they cutting each other in spawn, was that? Okay, a little bit. Shoxy gets hit down to 95.
It's a nice demonstration of the new CZ, which is worth adding as well.
Yes.
I've found it impossible to headshot somebody with the Tech 9. But Shox never finds it possible to find a headshot. He'll get the opening frag in this round. There was plenty of money for Astralis at the beginning, so he's got a good buy, but now they need to pull this back. That's one way to do it. Getting even better. Although now we're in a 3-on-3. Smith is on Banana with the bomb, and now the bomb's being lost. Are there smokes here for the CT side? Yes, there are. Shox. Oh dear, this is falling to absolutely pieces. 2 versus 1. Body coming down mid. He's going through the smoke, the CTs. Glaive goes wide, and that's going to be that. 16-11 for Astralis over G2 on Inferno.
Oh dear. And the misery continues for the French side. To be fair, there were some signs of life here at least. They managed to get a decent amount done on their first half performance. You can see it was them recovering from losing the pistol as well. They got 9 rounds after losing the pistol in the 0-3. I thought that was great. We might have a chance here. And they win the pistol in the second half as well, but then get a single round after that. That was just to keep them alive and fight for overtime as well. Astralis just completely destroyed them as the game developed. Their second half play was just phenomenal, and this is how it started. Device with the MP9 towards Banana. Glaive looking strong as ever. He really is a fantastic Inferno player. And Dupree, this is the problem, right? It's quite rare to catch any of the Astralis players on a day off. Everyone seems to be contributing at all times and looking decent. You can see every highlight clip is a different member of the Astralis machine. Here's Device with that CZ play. Didn't quite win this round, but it was certainly a catalyst to close things out. Fantastic performance from Astralis once again. They're always tested a little bit at the start of each map, it seems, but they bring things back in their favor. It's Glaive and Magus with 22 frags apiece. Not too bad. I have to give a shout out to Shoxy and Kenny S, though. They continue to find numbers and powerful plays and impact across the map, but it's those two at the top. And Body, he continues to underperform here. He used to be so strong and able to hold the bomb sites by himself. We haven't seen that for some time. And the Smiths in existence, 20 and 15. All bad numbers for those guys. With the way we built it up, suggested they wouldn't be able to get near the numbers of Kenny, but only one behind was existence. But overall, guys, still, for me, a convincing victory for Astralis.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it was supposed to be. They are the best decision makers in the game.
Yes.
And in that sense, it was cool what we saw from G2 despite not having lost, so maybe they can do yet more in the next game.
It's going to be Mirage next, Dan, and G2 have struggled on that map in the last few weeks. Do you feel like Astralis will do even better in the next map, or that's going to be up?
Yeah, I think also on Mirage you would expect any difference in individuals, like, you know, let's say just having 2 players as opposed to all 5 firing off. That's going to really show up for Astralis. That they've got 5 players that always be good, so it's going to be an uphill struggle.
Let's do it. We'll take a quick break and be back with Mirage between Astralis and G2. We'll see you there.